answer to your June 27th through the 30th reading. If you friends like this, please like and subscribe. Okay, guys. See what's going on over here? The first card coming out for you is Discovering the Truth. You stand in the light of your truth. Wow. And I do really love this card, though, because this is talking about if you are facing a decision and your mind says one thing, and your heart says another, follow what dictates your heart. Go with what your heart is saying, not your mind always, right? Because the mind has confusion. The mind can be very confusing because it wants to overanalyze everything, right? So what you're really going, when you're going with the heart, you're really going with that kind of, not just the intuition, but also your, it's that gut feeling. That's when that natural instincts kind of come into play as well from the root chakra. And natural instincts are what gets us going. That's the survival mode, right? So it's really that gut feeling is a little bit of both intuition and natural instincts. And it says, and you'll be on the right path. If you get a nudge to speak to someone or go in a particular direction, don't hesitate. Follow this guidance. On your journey, others may indicate what path you should take and why they believe so. You can listen to their advice. However, if your heart indicates another way, follow that way. There's a place inside of yourself that always knows the truth. Take time to be still to discover that genuine place of knowing within. Often the hardest thing about living your truth is discovering what it is, so it is important to slow down, be quiet, and listen to the whispers of your own soul. Wow. Gotta love that. This is the time to make some changes by following your heart. You know where your heart really wants to be, right? Somebody may even tell you, you know what, that's not going to happen, or that's not the right path. Well, or that's going to be too hard, right? Well, it could be too hard. There's going to be things that they're saying that are probably truthful as well, but sometimes we want to take the harder way because sometimes that's what really pays off, right? So always listen to your heart, right? Follow your heart. So let's see what's going on over here. Discovering the truth. Right now is really discovering the truth and where you need to be. Clarify on that. Ooh, because you're having some delays and some standstills. Maybe you're even having some resistance to following your heart. And maybe it's because of those indecisions. Maybe it's the fear also to sacrifice something that you know you might have to lose in order to gain something new. Sometimes we don't want to give up one way to have another, right? So this kind of leaves you with kind of going what your mind is saying and kind of not doing what your intuition says, what your heart says, right? So let's get to the next one. You got one card coming out there, so let's see what the next card says. Yes, because your mind will cause confusion, right? Chaos. And if you're listening to other people as well, you could be listening to this Capricorn, could be, doesn't have to be, but it's also talking about needing to rethink the idea, allowing yourself to be clouded. And that's what's going to happen when you're only listening to your mind and not your heart, or only listening to someone else. They could actually be causing confusion. If you are, you need to not be so conflicted. You need to get self-centered. Right? You might even have someone around you who doesn't like your ideas. Maybe, they're smothering you with their ideas, which is causing this confusion. There could also be that maybe if you are looking in one way and you know that you're almost where you need to be, maybe they're trying to break you off the path because of jealousy as well, right? So if you're listening to an ex and they know that you have this new love, they could be trying to cloud your mind not to go that way, right? Because due to jealousy. So be careful of that. Okay. And the overall outcome for the situation is, ooh, I love that. You have the new world coming out for the completion and the accomplishments. This is where you're going to feel like I've outgrown the old ways. I really understand what it is I need. I'm going to follow my heart. Guys, you know what it is you need. You're going to find the answers. It's going to strengthen and grow within you at this time. Just knowing, you know what, this is it. Definitely having this speedy, rapid change coming toward you. Could even be a quick decision that's going to allow you to say, hey, you know what, whatever. And it could even be a message coming in that is going to say, you know what, that's what I knew. I knew it. I knew I should have followed my heart. I knew it. Because all of a sudden this movement's going to happen, and this is where your self-limiting beliefs is going to, you know what I'm saying? Like anything that had you entrapped with your mind, thinking this and thinking that, or listening to somebody else, however it is going to allow you to free yourself from overimposing thoughts, self-limiting beliefs, releasing any negative thoughts about which way you want to go. You knew that this was the way to go to begin with, my friends, right? You knew this. So you're going to definitely be kind of zooming out of that situation as you're getting this bigger picture. Like I said, a lot of it could be some kind of message that comes through, some kind of letter. It could just be some dream, something from within you. I don't know. It just feels like it's kind of a message that says, hey, you want to come this way, and you're going to say, wow, that's exactly what I knew I was supposed to do, but I was listening to so-and-so over here, or listening to myself too much. And it kind of, you know what I mean, clouded my judgment. My judgment got clouded. I got confused about the situation. Things weren't coming together, even though I knew this was the way to go, right? And that feels like that's why you're kind of at a standstill. You're kind of not really moving because you don't know where to move, right? Indecision. I don't know what to do, right? You have the Ace of Wands coming in that says this is the new project. This is going to what inspiring you. You knew that this is where the new beginning, a new opportunity was. And it is showing the growth of you saying, hey, this is, you know what, this is what it is. You might be used to regular routines, and maybe you didn't want to self-sacrifice some routines to have to get to somewhere else. Maybe you were trying to walk around them, and maybe someone said, well, you have to get rid of that. And that can actually cause confusion. Why do I have to get rid of that to have this? Wait, was that it? Because I don't feel like in this situation, this was the path that you needed to take to where you actually had to let go of something to get something else. There wasn't the path to where it's like I usually say, you know what, you have to let go of this so you can make space for this. This doesn't feel like that. This was like, no, this is a different direction. This is something different. I'm not trying to have two lovers over here. You know what I'm saying? To where I need to release all the love for this one to make room for the other. This wasn't that. I'm not buying a new car where I have to empty my garage. No, this was definitely something different, something that was going to cause more opportunity to growth for this new thing that you're trying to make a breakthrough for. So it just feels like as soon as you find this, it's going to make this huge surprise pop up in your face, and you're going to realize through this message, or this quick thinking, or however is going on over here, everybody's story is going to be a little different, to where your schedule is going to kind of turn everything around. It won't feel so upside down anymore. And those, who think that they know what they're talking about, even though some of it, like I said, could be correct, but some of it, a lot of it might be wrong. But this is definitely something that's going to leave you very excited within the situation. You have two aces coming out. You have the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Wands. So it's definitely something that's going to overfill your cups. It's something that's actually going to give you this new feeling of, I get it. I got it. I've got my intuition. I'm following my heart, and I know exactly where I can really travel to. And yes, this is where you are. You're now going to push hard because now you feel fearless. You feel like you have the truth within this situation of where it is you can travel. If you know that, somebody might be lying to you about some situation, and you're like, you know what, I will find out the truth. You will find out the truth. It could be through here where they're trying to confuse you. Wow. And yeah, it's sometimes the way it has to be. But you know what? It's better to walk within the truth than it is to have somebody over here confusing you. And then, it's like as soon as they confuse you, you just get more lost and more lost within this. What if they're lying? What if this? What if they're trying to tell me? It does become a challenge. It becomes this challenge. It becomes this imbalance. It becomes excessive overthinking to the situation. No wonder you're standing still saying, I don't know where to go. I don't know what the hell they're doing. Right? And I'm not going to try to figure it out at this time either because I can't get the overall truth. So definitely looking for that inspiration. I try to focus. But remember, your heart knows the truth. And, the thoughts of love, the thoughts of things that you want to, and that's it. You know what? Overthinking on the things. Maybe you really love this person, and so you really want to believe them or think that they know what's best for you. And, if it is definitely somebody who does want the best for you, right? even though they're causing conflict about the situation and getting you into mental conflict, right? So, you know, you could say, well, maybe they're not really there for me, and you know that, or maybe they do really care about me and they're trying their hardest, but they've got me so confused, I don't know what I'm supposed to do, right? Maybe they love you so much they are being false because they don't want you to go. So maybe they are trying to cloud your vision about that too. Some people want to hold on to those they love and try to nest them. Maybe you feel that way too. I know you love me, but I have to move. And they're saying, oh, you can't do that without me. Or however. Everybody's story is a little bit different. That is so, and the reason I say move is because of the house coming out with the main male. Okay. But we also have, right, distant horizon. So there is definitely some kind of move coming for you, whether it's moving to a new house, buying a new house, getting a new partner, moving in with a new partner, new love, however, maybe going to school, signing up for school, whatever is on the distant horizon for you, my friends, it is definitely on the distant horizon. It is right there. It's getting ready to, you know, anchor itself, right? But you know that this is the best move for you. You know, if you're dumping someone and setting your boundaries somewhere else because they, you know, keep lying to you, then that's the way it's going to be, right? Because over here it's saying you're taking a journey, right? And you're on the right pathway and you know exactly where you're supposed to be going with this situation. Okay, you're honoring the high road over here. Honoring the high road says, I'm no longer allowing those mental wheels to go through my mind. I know exactly where I am supposed to be. This is what is justified. This is the truth within the situation. And I know that that's exactly where all of this has to be. You will come to this conclusion, right? Getting down to the business, getting down to the heart of the matter. This is what my heart really wants. So I'm not going to listen to my mind anymore, or you getting into my mind. Okay, so Spirit says it's up to you. Its time is now, right? Within the next few months, everything is going to be so different for you. Yes, because you have done exactly what you need to do. If you believe there is definitely something better there, listen to your heart. Be assertive. Okay. And that was it for you, my friends. Until next time, peace and love. Bye-bye.